Hey, what's going on, people? So it's been a while since I've posted my last video. I think it's been about like 2 weeks. And with that video, I was discussing something that I was going through in my personal life as it pertained to feeling the need to be understood and consumed by other people. Um, but this video will be part two of that topic. So with us being creatures of habit and feeling the need to be a part of social dynamics, we feel that the only way for us to be a part of something is if we are consumable and understood by other people. But that's one of the things that we actually allow ourselves to hinder. We actually allow ourselves to hinder our growth and our processes by trying so hard to be understood and consumable and to be digestible to other people. But whenever it's something that you want to do, you want to experience something that you want to say, you don't have to wait for other people to get on board with you for you to act. And that's something that I've been doing. In previous videos, I have mentioned that one of my biggest challenges was expressing my authenticity with the people that I'm close to, but more so, mainly my wife. Is just so much pressure because a lot of time and energy has gone into trying to establish this relationship. And now that we're married, I'm kind of, no, I'm not kind of, I am. I'm experiencing certain things that are in dissonance with, my natural energy. A lot of the things that bring her comfort, they bring me discomfort. And a lot of things that bring me comfort, they bring her discomfort. As it pertains to me aligning with my peace and what resonates with the energy, soul, and light on my end, it leaves her feeling insecure in some ways. And that's just pretty much like one of the major issues that we've been having with our relationship. But I owe it to her to bring about the best representation of myself. But I also owe it to myself to live a life that is beautifully fulfilling for me. And one of the ways that I can tap into that fulfillment is by me actually allowing myself the opportunities that I want to experience, whether these are things that I've held as a desire for a long time or I just conjured them up in a split second. I have a duty to fulfill to myself to allow myself to live the most fullest and beautifulest and vibrant life as I possibly can. That's my responsibility to myself, to not deprive myself of opportunities that I want to experience, to not settle for some mediocre existence when, in fact, I want to live life, boldly, fully, and authentically, unafraid, and devoid of shame and guilt. I don't want to feel guilty about doing the things that I want to do, being who I want to be, having what I want to have, and just being interested in the things I'm interested in. And sometimes I do feel like that within our relationship. I do feel as if I'm the bad guy because the way something came up in. So y'all just see me move just now, something flew up in the car. But the manner in which I'm acting now is more so like it's like I'm acting out in a rebellious manner because what I'm experiencing isn't exactly what I want to experience. And rather than me communicating, it's more like I'm rebelling at the theories, and the concepts pertaining to our marriage. It's like one big rebellion to me, and I'm just realizing that a lot of the things that a lot of the elements of which our marriage have been based on is all traditional, and I'm not really one for traditions and things like that. I'm not really one to conform to the ideology or the general consensus, because it's just, I don't know, it's just cringy to me. It's just itchy to me. I don't like it because it's like a box, and I don't like barriers. I don't like boundaries. I don't like boxes. Um, I like to go into things head first. I'm a very spontaneous person. Um, Very spontaneous, and I just like to be unchained and unleashed. And within my marriage and my relationship, I don't necessarily feel that entirely. There are glimpses where my my beautifully chaotic nature, um, just runs wild, unhinged, unchained, with no type of feedback or criticism. But for the majority of the time, for the most part, it is, heavily criticized, and it just makes me wonder, how much did I criticize to be met with the type of criticism that I'm being met with, because I know it's just not a one way thing. Oftentimes we oftentimes we take note of what others are doing, what they're saying, or how they're reacting, how they're acting, without shining that light on ourselves. So by me having these things that are occurring in my life, it's making me call back. It's making me um, redirect that energy and attention on within myself. So when I'm met with criticism, criticism and ridicule, rather than me reacting to what that person's doing, I turn inward and try to like understand, did I react in a manner similar to this with them in another time? Um, but even with that, I'm still feeling that urge to allow myself the opportunities and experiences that have the potential to be heavily criticized. These things could be a relationship killer, a marriage ender, a friendship ender, but I want to allow myself to do it though, because I know these things are just constantly coming back to me. They're returning back to my mental, and I know how much they mean to me. I know how much they mean to me. I know how much freedom means to me. Self-expression, authenticity, those things are so critical for me. They're very valuable to me, and it's just it's just very ironic that though those things are very important to me, I'm keeping myself from doing the very thing that I'm passionate about doing, which is, being authentic. Being authentic, being free to express myself the way I want to, despite the criticism that I may face, despite the ridicule I may face, still do it. But I haven't been doing that, mainly because I'm so attached to the idea of what is right now, that by me merging into the authenticity, there's no saying what's to happen. There's no saying what's to transpire, what's to occur once I actually step into the authenticity. But despite what may become of that, I still want to do it because it's just meaningful to me. I know how much I will hurt if I don't allow myself to um, take a hold of the opportunities that are at hand. The opportunities for me to express myself, to unleash my beauty onto the world. That's a responsibility I have, not only for myself but for all of humanity as well. Given that I am a representative of humanity, I'm responsible for giving my best representation of myself to myself, as well as the rest of humanity. And like I was saying earlier in the video, it's just this need to be consumed and digested by people. This need to be understood that I'm allowing myself to hinder my process. I'm not even allowing myself to unfold. I'm not even allowing myself to be, because of the thought of what has the potential to um, be lost. And in one of my earlier videos, I discussed how I view loss, but this one it hits very, very close to home. Um, this is something that has been in the work for a lot of years. About like 11 years. It's 11 years of experience with this person, and I know I've done things in a way that um, just shakes up this person's foundation. Um, but I'm not responsible for whether a person is phased or unfazed by anything that I do or don't do. And that's something that I have to remind myself. I'm not responsible for how another person reacts. Now, do I control that person's actions? Absolutely not. Do I have influence? Absolutely so. But even with that influence, I'm not responsible for what you allow to unnerve you. It's not. I'm not responsible for that, and that's just something I have to remind myself of. People are going to react the way they want to react. They're going to react in manners that they don't want to react, as well as manners that they do want to react. But either way, I'm not responsible for how they react. What I am responsible for is the entirety of this being that I am. I'm responsible for the light that I put out. I'm responsible for the chaos I put out. I'm responsible for the thoughts and the energy that I put out. Period. So, I have to allow myself to blossom. I have to allow myself to unnerve and unsettle people. I have to allow myself to be the chaos within someone's order, because I know just how much it would mean for me to embrace my chaotic yet beautifully nature, and express and live my life in the manner in which I want to. So even if it is unnerving and unsettling and disharmonious to another person's process, it's harmonious for my light and my spirit and my energy. But it's tough. It's definitely tough. Embracing your individuality and authenticity is one of the most challenging things you'll possibly do in this lifetime, because we have the ideology that when we make our changes, all the things that were there prior to the change, they're going to stay. But that's not the case. That's just not the case. In some cases, yeah, the people, places, and things will stay despite the changes that you go through. But it's just so hurtful to make an attempt to change for the better. You have nothing but positivity and light and love back behind your transformation, and the things that were once in place, they flow away. But it's just paramount that we don't view. It's just paramount that we view it as opportunity rather than to be at a complete loss. You know, people choose to enter your life and people choose to leave your life, and it's all a cycle. It's a process. Everything that's in place will not always remain, but I feel like that's the beauty. That's the beautiful and chaotic part of this human experience in this journey, is that wherever we go, the potential for newness to come about is just ever present. What serve you in one season of your life may not serve you in the next. But that doesn't mean that the thing that didn't remain didn't have a purpose and that it was in vain. It's all perspective. It's really what you make of it. And the things, the people, places, and things that were once a part of my life in the prior season, they may not serve me in this season, because where I want to go a bit further than where I once was. I want to leave that behind and merge to this newness. And even though I want to merge to the newness, and the people and the things that are around me, they care about me, but that may be beyond their pay grade. That may be on another frequency. That they're just not ready to tap into. But I'm ready to tap into it. I'm ready to be reckless and chaotic, because that's beautiful. That's beauty to me. That's beautiful. the best way I can describe it is beautifully chaotic. It's something that goes against the general consensus ideology of what order should be. It goes against tradition, but I feel like just newness is just so beautiful, man. Newness is beautiful. And I want to merge into that. I want to allow myself new experiences. I want to allow myself to indulge more in the people that I resonate and harmonize with more. The situations that bring me joy and feelings of wealth. I want to merge more into those things. Now I'm just at the point to where I want to embrace all the things that are in resonance with the energy that I am and the energy in which I am continuously merging into. Um, Recently, I've actually had the liberty to meet this very beautiful soul at the place in which I work. Um, our introduction was definitely it was definitely unexpected, but just me being an open-minded individual, I was able to kind of like I was pretty much able to pick up what she was putting down, and man, it's just like the exchanges that we had after that. They were just so beautiful, so full of life and energy and abundance. And it's just, man, I just want to experience this person so much. I want to experience this person on so many levels, but I don't want to allow myself to. I don't want to allow myself to become so overly consumed by an individual that I lose sight of what it is that I was looking for throughout my journey, what it was that I wanted to experience throughout this journey. And that's me. I desire to experience me and my beauty and my fullness. That's the main thing that I want to experience. I feel like with this person, well, I know with this person that on some levels, I'm going to experience that. This doesn't mean that I'm going to abandon my marriage to pursue another person. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna leave one thing just to jump into another because I felt like this person could give me that. I'm just at the point to where I just want to allow things to flow to me. I don't want to try all the time. I just want things to flow to me, circumstances, situations, people. I want them to flow to me, and it's something beautiful about that flow state. It's something so beautiful. Once I decided to let go of certain things, it was like everything just started to fall into place. All the things of which I sought were seeking me. It was just waiting for me to stop resisting and just to surrender to the process. So that's what I want to do. I don't want to. I want to go about it in the most respectful way, but I want to be more respectful to my being than to anyone else. Um, you know, that's something that's a birthright. That's a privilege. We are definitely privileged to allow ourselves to feel good before we are privileged at we're privileged to allow ourselves to feel at peace. And that's just something that some of us don't really understand and realize. It's okay to feel good. It's okay to feel good. Everyone's not going to understand you. Everyone's not going to understand your journey, the path that you're on, your process. What really matters is that you understand your process and how everything is unfolding to serve you in this next chapter of your life. And it's something that is very challenging for me to accept. Very challenging for me to accept, but I'm just gonna allow myself to go with the flow. Just take it one step at a time. Take it one step at a time. Make sure I'm observing my thoughts, not trying to rationalize or justify anything. Just observe. Just observe. Don't be so reactive, or don't be so reactive, and just allow myself to flow. Allow myself to merge into the things that I know are serving me energetically, and just to continue to press forward. But yeah, just don't try so hard to be liked by everyone. Don't try so hard to be digestible to everyone. Don't try so hard to be consumed by other people. It's not It's not important for other people to accept you. What's more important is for you to accept you. Because when you can accept you, it's just that you just go into a whole different mode, man. It's just like when you can accept yourself for all the things that you've done, all the things that you've yet to do. When you can forgive yourself for all the things that you've done and all the things that you've yet to do. When you can love yourself for all the things that you've done and all the things you've yet to do. It just puts you in a completely different mode. And I've had I've caught glimpses of being within that mentality. I've experienced the highs, I've experienced the lows, but there was always some lesson underneath the surface, whether I was above or below. There was always a lesson there, and I didn't always catch the lesson when it was first revealed onto me. But with much retrospect, I was able to realize how that situation was serving me in the entirety of that process unfolding. But yeah, just don't try so hard to be light or consumed or digestible by other people. It's more important for you to make a friend of yourself, because if all things cease to be, there will still be a you. If all things cease to be, there will still be a me. So we have to allow ourselves to be our own best friend, because you know people will enter your life and they will exit your life. Material things will enter your life and they will exit your life. You're always going to have you. Even on the days where you feel as if you're empty and you're hollow and you're depressed, you're always going to be there. There's always going to be something looming in the background. And I think that looms in the background, that is you. That's what we call soul. That's the essence. Um, you will never not be without that essence. The essence will always be there. That's you. That's your core. So just get comfortable and acclimated with that soul and that essence that you are. Because when you can align with that, anything's possible. Anything's possible. There's no place on earth that's too far away from your reach. You can go anywhere, you can be anything, you can do anything, you can have anything. But it's an allowance that has to take place in order for those things to come into your life. So just allow yourself to be. And really, I'm telling myself this more than I'm telling you guys this. But given that we are a collective conscience, this message for me is for you guys as well. So this is just me talking to you guys, but at the same time reminding myself of what it is that I have to do in order for me to realign with that peace that I sought so badly. So, key takeaway for this video: despite the circumstances and situation that you guys may find yourselves in, once you embrace your individuality and your authenticity, just allow it to happen. Allow things to unfold. And I know it's going to be stressful in the beginning, but you guys are going to experience the fruits of your labors when it's all said and done. So that's all for this video. To the next one. Peace.